So weirdly enough, I've never really done one of these videos, even though for me, New Year's is one of my favourite times. I love setting New Year's resolutions. I love a fresh start. I love the opportunity to just revitalise things. And so I thought I would sit down with you, I've got a cup of tea, and have a little chit chat about a reflection on 2022, and I suppose whether I reached any of the goals that I had set myself, and then also looking forward to 2023 and discussing kind of what I want the year to look like, what my goals are, what my intentions are in my personal life, in my work life. So I feel like the way that I approached goal setting has changed over the last couple of years. I used to sort of set goals based off, I want to achieve X in a certain time frame, and usually it would be more something that I wanted to stop or something negative that I felt I need to change. So for example, I need to stop drinking so much coffee. Whereas now I try to think more about myself in the future, and I do this on a daily basis, I do this on a weekly basis, and even when I'm setting like New Year's resolutions and goals that are bigger, I do this where I think about myself in the future and I say, okay, if I was in that position now and I was looking back and I was saying to myself, that was a good year, or that was a good day, a productive use of my day, I felt like I had been successful in what I wanted to achieve, or that I felt content, what would be different about my life, or what would have changed? And from there, I can kind of gauge what's important to me, and then I can start breaking that down and thinking about the habits that I need to build to then work towards that goal. So I suppose I just like think about the future. I think about what future me would be happy with and where I would be most content, and I sort of work my way backwards. Now, considering I love resolutions and I love January, interestingly, in 2022, I set just one goal for myself for the year, and that kind of came off the back of 2021, which for me was quite tiring. When I got to the end of the year, I felt super exhausted. I had been sick for quite a long time with my back. Josh had been in and out of hospital for the best part of 6 months, and my business was the busiest it had ever been, and I was just spreading myself a little bit too thin. And then when I got to the end of the year, I realised two things. One was that I really wasn't fitting my own oxygen mask before I helped others, and that in turn was having such a big impact on my ability to be good at my job, or be a good partner, or to be a good daughter, or be a good friend. And I just didn't feel satisfied in myself because I'd neglected any time to fill my own cup, if that makes sense. And then also being exposed to my back injury, and also Josh being so unwell, I kind of just wanted to take an opportunity to live my life as much as possible, but also to be pouring all my energy into work and working to the same level that I had been, but just in a bit more of a balanced way. So that's kind of how I felt at the end of 2021. So when I went into 2022, my New Year's resolution simply was to travel and to adventure and to explore as much as possible within the year, still maintain everything else that I was doing. I love being outdoors. I love trying new things. I love learning new things. I love new experiences. I love traveling. I just, anything that's a bit different, I love doing it. And before that Christmas, I'd sat down with one of my girlfriends and I said to her, do you set New Year's resolutions? And she said she didn't, but what she did is she went through the year at the beginning and she made sure she booked something in every single month to do, even if that was learning a new skill and going to a class, for example, or maybe it was a trip, or maybe it was just a walk or a day with a friend or whatever it might be, but she had something to look forward to every month. And I thought that was the most amazing idea, and I kind of took that and I really ran with it, because I kind of booked something in. It feels like every single week I had something planned, whether it was a hike, whether it was meeting somebody, whether it was meeting a new person, whether it was going away on a trip. There was just so much booked, and I feel like looking back at 2022, I was really successful with that goal. I feel like I made so many memories, but more importantly, I felt that through being proactive in trying to meet new people, to take opportunities that arose, to try new things, I have brought a lot into my life. I've met some incredible people this year who I have spent a good amount of time with and have become really close friends, and I feel like bring so much positivity and motivation and happiness to my life. But also it's been a really tough year, and I feel like for the last 6 months I kind of lost myself. There was definitely times in the year where I just let my brain get the better of me and my self-confidence dipped. I don't even really know how to put it into words. I just felt a little bit lost. I felt like I wasn't really myself, and that was apparent in so many different areas of my life, and I could really feel it, and it was almost like I was scrabbling to try and find the old person I felt like I used to be, which was full of energy and super excited and positive, and just I felt like I'm full of beans, you know. So it's been an interesting year. I feel like the goal that I set myself of just trying to be a yes person and doing lots of stuff was simultaneously the easiest and hardest resolution that I've ever set myself, because it isn't natural to me to do things which feel kind of in a way selfish for me, which is to spend time on myself. And it seemed weird to me, especially off the back of 2021, to even take a day off work. And it's something that I've been trying to work hard on, because as we all know, the more you do something, the easier it gets. And I would say I have got better at it, but I'm still not comfortable with it. And so that's been a really big challenge, and I think maybe also played into me then being very, very hard on myself, and that having an impact on so many different areas of my life. 1 second, battery. All right, that should be better. So 2022, incredibly amazing. I made so many amazing memories. I have so many experiences. I learned new things. I learned how to ski. I learned how to scuba dive. I did some incredible hikes. I started my mountain leader qualification. In terms of work, I definitely challenged myself, and I feel like I became a better coach. I feel like I was able to run my business better. And so there's so many positives, but it's also been, on the other hand, very challenging personally in terms of personal development. And I suppose, I don't know, I find it really hard to put it into words, but just feeling like I am the most authentic version of me, like the happy, bubbly Lucy that I always have been and want to continue to be. So that brings us on to 2023, which is actually tomorrow, because it's New Year's Eve as I'm filming this. You'll probably see this in the new year. I have some stuff written down. So let's start at the beginning. Let's start with work, because I'm on YouTube right now. This is a part of my job. So in terms of YouTube, I feel like last year was productive, and considering I was trying to find a little bit more balance, I think that it was successful in that regard. However, in terms of the content that I was putting out, even though I like to put out content that's very informative, I sort of reflect back and I feel like I could have done better. Maybe that's just me being hard on myself, I don't know, but I feel like I definitely could do better. And so for me this year, a big goal is to do better. I have kind of set out a bit of a guideline in terms of my YouTube of what I would like to be putting out every single month, and that is 4 videos which are going to be based around what my channel is, which is exercise related videos, nutrition related videos, mindset and motivation related videos, that sort of thing. So 4 of those every single month. And then also on top of that, doing some more vlogs. And I know that my channel really isn't about vlogs, but I personally love watching vlogs. I find it kind of gives you a little bit more of a personality and a little bit more of an understanding of someone's life when you watch vlogs. And I want you guys to be a part of my life. I want to share that with you. Although my life day to day isn't always that exciting, I just feel like I love talking, I love communicating, I love meeting new people, and even if that's just sharing my life through a lens and being able to talk to you guys about it, then that's brilliant. And I enjoy filming and editing vlogs, as well as I always come back to why do I do what I do in terms of everything. And this is something when I have like little crises of confidence, I say to myself, if what I'm putting out helps one person in any single way, then it is worth doing that. So if someone watches a vlog and they just feel a little bit of comfort in that moment, or they can relate to something that I'm saying, then it's worthwhile doing. So I want to do the 4 videos plus a little bit more vlogging. I don't know how often I will vlog, but it's something that I definitely want to do more often throughout the year. Plus for me, it's also really good memories to look back on and be like, wow, I've changed, or oh my gosh, I remember when I did that. It's really, really fun. So with YouTube in 2023, that is where I want to lead. Again, for me, the big goal with YouTube is, am I helping someone in some way? And that's what I always base everything I do around. So that is my ultimate goal. If I get to the end of 2023 and I have helped multiple people in some way, then I've achieved that goal. Now, obviously, well, maybe I say obviously, I don't actually think it's that obvious because I very rarely talk about it, but my business is based around personal training and coaching. I'm an online personal trainer and coach, and that is my main job. And like I said, I really poured a lot of energy into that part of my business at the end of last year, so the last sort of 4, 5, 6 months. I felt like I withdrew a little bit more from social media, but I put a lot more energy into my coaching and doing group coaching and one-to-one coaching. And let me tell you, I love it. It is the most fulfilling job. I honestly, I know it sounds so cliche, but I do pinch myself that people let me in on their lives and trust me to help them on their journey to whatever they're trying to achieve, whether that's exercise related, weight loss related, it's just for accountability. But I feel like I'm a part of the lives of so many amazing women, because you're probably watching this and you know who you are, and it is just the most amazing thing. And I love plowing energy into that and creating resources and to making sure that I'm doing a better and better job, constantly growing and evolving and being a better coach as much as I can. So that is something 100%, no questions asked, I will continue to do. And that's always going to be my main focus in terms of that is my main job, and I love it. So that's incredible, and I feel so fortunate that I'm in that position now. At the end of this year, I just want to be in a position where I'm still helping people, but I'm doing better. I can see that the work that I put in has improved, whether that's through the way I communicate, whether that's the way that I help people, whether it's the resources that I give clients. I just want to see that I'm constantly evolving and improving as a coach for them. I also feel like if there was a word that I was going to give to 2023 when I kind of look at society and how the world is at the moment, one thing that I feel like is growing / already lacking is community. And for me, I feel in an amazing position where I can help build community. So with my coaching clients, we have a little community, and then I started running more and more group coaching throughout the year when I felt like I could divert more energy into it. And there was something so amazing where I can see that women are supporting each other and that dynamic growing and people feeling like they're a part of something. That's something that I definitely want to continue doing into 2023, because it feels like that is just a huge link that is missing in the world at the moment. I know sometimes I feel that, especially being someone that works at home online, I could feel quite isolated. And when I spend time with people, which I usually have to go and proactively seek out, it just fills my cup up so much more. So I can see where there's a necessity for that. So that's definitely like a buzzword that I kind of have in the forefront of my brain, is community, and just building community and making people feel like they're a part of something and they're not alone. The other part of my business, which is so crazy to me because it's been over a year now, it blows my mind how quickly time has gone, but that is that I launched the app at the end of 2021, and I have been trying to upload programs onto that as and when I can. And again, that being an opportunity for people to feel like they're a part of something and they have something to focus on. So I want to increase the volume of how many programs I'm putting out, but make sure that they are as good as they possibly can be. So there's always that opportunity for people who don't really feel like they need that community aspect of face-to-face or talking to someone, but they have something to go to if they want to. And obviously a lot of it is calisthenics based, which is such a huge passion of mine. I was in the gym yesterday training and a guy came up to me, I think he'd been watching my workout, and he said to me, "Oh, do you solely train with body weight?" And I was like, it's like 70% body weight, 30% weights. And he got talking to me about calisthenics, and I just went off on a rant on how much I love it. I don't even think I drew breath because I was talking so much about how much I love calisthenics and why it's so good to do and why I'm so passionate about it. Yeah, he probably thought I was a little bit odd and maybe regretted his choice talking to me. However, it just reminds me when I have situations like that just how much it means to me. And when I get a message or I see a comment or I have someone come up to me in the gym and they'll say, "I bought a pull-up bar," or "I'm learning pull-ups because of you," or "I'm trying to do handstands because of you," I cannot tell you, it literally makes my heart want to explode because I just love to see it. I love to see it. It is amazing. So I want to continue doing that, spreading the word, being that person if you want to get into calisthenics, you want to get into training, but you're a beginner like I used to be, and you feel like you're starting out, and the beginner workouts that you see and the beginner programs are already based off being able to do a full push-up or being able to do a full pull-up. Like, it's ridiculous. That's not a beginner. So I want to be that person that you can go to and feel safe and feel like you can do this, because I was like that And you know, there's so many things that I'm still trying to work on, but we'll come on to that. There's so many things that I cannot do and I still need to work on, but I'm here with you doing it at the same time. All right, so that is kind of like my business and the work aspect of it. However, there is something that over the next few years, I would like to start increasing in terms of bringing it into my business slowly. And also, it's a bit of a passion project for me. And if you know me, if you follow me on Instagram, even if you're on YouTube, you've probably seen aspects of it. It's outdoors, it's being up in the mountains, it's hiking, it's adventuring, it's learning new skills, just doing cool things. And so that's definitely something that I felt like I increased behind the scenes last year, just personally trying to hike as much as possible. Like I said, I started my mountain leader qualification, which is something that you can do in the UK, and it takes quite a long time to get your qualification, but once you do, you can lead groups up into the mountains, and that's definitely something that I would love to do in the future. More so, I want to take women who want to be able to do those things, maybe look at it and think, I would never be able to, and show them that they can. Because again, I had never even hiked up until about 3 years ago. I had never bouldered before. There were so many things that I only started doing when I transitioned from coming back to Australia to the UK. And if I can learn these things, anyone can learn them. So I want to be, again, that person that can make people feel confident to do that sort of stuff. I feel like I could get carried away in this video. I need to keep it succinct, but I'm just so passionate about these things. So I want to continue my mountain leader qualification. That involves doing a lot of hiking. I need to do a course. I need to do a first aid course up in the mountains as well. So that's something that I'm going to be doing behind the scenes, but also I want to document these things now. I love watching content based around the outdoors, around traveling, around doing cool stuff. And I also want to be able to be a part of that and to share what I'm doing. And I kind of kick myself because when I set the goal at the beginning of 2022 to travel and hike and do all these things, and I started booking in all different things that I was going to do, I set up an Instagram account and a TikTok account. I said to myself, I'm gonna upload to these things, I'm gonna do all my hiking stuff on there. And I did for about a month, and then I just got totally overwhelmed with lots of different work things. And I kind of just let it fizzle out. But the other aspect is I really, really enjoyed it. So that's something that I want to start incorporating more. And I did think about incorporating it onto my current YouTube, and you've probably seen the odd hiking video here or there. But I also know that that's not what a lot of people are here for, and so that could be a little bit frustrating. On that channel, I intend to start uploading hiking and travel videos. So if you're interested in any of that at all, I will put the links down below. Basically, it's called Roam with Lucy, and as in ROAM with Lucy, and also on Instagram and TikTok it's exactly the same. I don't know how I managed to get that handle on every social media, but it's on there. And so my intention is I'm going to start uploading a little bit more there. And the other thing, now we're talking about videos, is that I tried uploading a few shorts a couple of months ago because I create short type videos for TikTok and for Instagram, and they're like little nuggets of information. Sometimes they're just more fun, but a lot of the time it's just little snippets of information about calisthenics, about weight loss, about nutrition, whatever it might be, and mindset as well. But I know not everyone loves the shorts being mingled and mixed in with the normal main channel videos. So again, last year I created a shorts channel, but then I ended up migrating and just uploading them onto my normal channel. But I'm gonna start separating them. You don't have to follow them, but if you feel like you might benefit from those little nuggets of information, then it's just Lucy Lismore Shorts. It's super, super easy to find. And I'm just gonna start popping those up there as well. And that brings us on to personal goals. Like I said, I wanna share my life with you. I know that I sound super clingy saying that, but I just want to share as much as possible because I really enjoy that. Like I said, in 2022, if I was to describe how I felt, I feel like I was in maintenance mode. I feel like I was just trying to do the minimal effective dose to maintain where I was at rather than progressing or building. And 2023 is the year to start seeing progress. And I don't even know if I have any specific goals that I can tell you right now, like certain things that I want to achieve, but it's more of a general thing. I want to feel like I'm working towards being my true, authentic self as much as possible, having a zest for life, loving life, having energy, being a positive influence to those around you. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer. I don't want to be the life vampire. I want to be the one who gives energy. And so that's what I'm really aiming for. Now, in terms of my training, again, I have been in 100% maintenance mode. I have not progressed. I've not learned any new skills. I feel like I'm rather uninteresting when it comes to training. I feel like because I have quite a lot of work goals and I have a lot of the outdoor hiking goals that I want to work on, I need to just rein it in a little bit and just be a little bit more reasonable with what I set myself as an achievement for this year. So I said to myself that I want to work on improving my pull-ups, specifically my pull-ups, because if I was to look at any exercise in calisthenics that I'm weakest at, pull-ups are it. My pulling strength and my posterior chain strength is just definitely my weakest link. And I did start really focusing on pull-up training towards the end of the last year, and then I went to America, and I feel like in that 3 weeks I just digressed, and then I've just gone into denial mode about it since. So I want to work on my pull-ups. I want to get to the end of the year and feel like I have a really good strong set of pull-ups. I don't need to be able to do tons and tons of them. If I can do 6 to 8 pull-ups with good form and feel really strong and happy with them, then I will be stoked with that. I also would like to continue working on my press handstand. It's something that I've wanted to do for years, but to be able to do that, I need to do something that I really dislike. You guys know I dislike this, and that is flexibility. I need to work on my flexibility. So I need to stretch more often. I need to be a little bit more responsible, and I need to actually start working on actively building some more flexibility into my body, because I am stiff as a board. So working on my flexibility is going to really help with building up my press handstands. So I'm going to start working on that. So they're pretty much the main goals, other than making sure my hiking fitness is there and also incorporating a little bit more of a consistent and progressively overloaded lower body training routine, because I'm being honest with you, lower body really is not my most favorite thing to train, and I like to see movement as exactly that, movement. I like to go to the gym sometimes and just have no idea of what I'm doing and just do what feels good, and so I neglect my lower body a little bit more than I should, and so I just want to be a little bit more structured with it, but not too crazy. I just want to slowly see progress and start improving on some of those movements. Other than that, I just want to start improving on some of the skills that I learned last year. I want to do more scuba diving. I want to learn how to ski better. Skiing was incredible. It was the first year I've ever skied in my life. I went over to France, went to Avoriaz and Morzine. The first day, terrifying. I went to bed that night and I was having nightmares. I would wake up and I'd be like, imagining that I was falling off the mountain. It just scared me. I don't even know why this didn't cross my mind. The fact that when you go skiing, you're on a mountain and there is literally drops. And if you just make one wrong move, whoosh, you're off the mountain. It just didn't even cross my mind. So when I actually went on the first day and I realized that, I went to bed and I was like shivering and shaking. I was so worried about it. The second day, my legs were like jelly. I was still on the skis. I was like, I don't think I can do this. This is terrifying. And then by about the 5th or 6th day, I was in love. I don't really have very many video clips because obviously I was just having fun and trying to learn something new. But by the end of it, I was like right down and trying to get up as much speed on the downhills as possible and just loving life. So I want to get better at skiing. I want to get better at mountaineering. I need to learn how to use my crampons and my ice axe properly. So I'm going to book myself onto a winter skills course, get that under my belt, and then start getting some more winter climbing and winter hiking in, just the really cool stuff. Somebody who is permanently cold, I love hiking in winter. There's something that's just so exciting about it. There's something that's so scary, and it just reminds you that you're just this little tiny entity and the world is so much bigger. The environment is so much more powerful than you. And at any moment, if you just took one step the wrong way, that's it, it's game over. And there's just something about that that's really humbling, and I suppose just gives you a little bit of perspective. Like, I hiked in so many different countries this year, and there are some really interesting routes that I would love to be able to do by the end of the year, but we will see. Some of them are much longer trekking routes, and some of them are more technical, climbing via ferratas and higher mountains that I just haven't had a chance to be exposed to yet. Here I am talking about hiking again. Okay, I'm gonna stop because you'll get bored. But basically, I want to still get all those experiences under my belt. In fact, I've got this bangle that I wear. I think I've shown it once before, but my mum made me this because I felt fortunate enough to take my mum to Iceland this year. I booked a holiday for us to go there, and it was an incredible trip. I really, really want to go back. While we were there, we saw this quote, which is written in Icelandic, which I wear on my wrist every single day, and it means die with memories, not dreams. And I remember seeing that quote and I just felt like it was a really powerful statement, just one little sentence, and it's very humbling. And I suppose it's the idea of thinking, you're a long time dead, you've got to live your life. And I try to remember that when I do have those little pangs of guilt saying, oh, should you be doing a hike this weekend when you could be doing even more work? And then I come back to it and I think, no, I'm gonna die. I could die tomorrow, but I might die in 70 years time. Wait, no, maybe not 70, because I'd be 103 by then. I don't think I'll make it to 103, but I might die in a long time, who knows? And whatever those memories are, even if it's as simple as going for a coffee with my mum or meeting a new person on the street, it is 100% worthwhile doing those things. You have to create the opportunities. You have to be proactive in chasing what's going to make you happy, what's going to set your soul on fire. You are solely responsible for it. And do not let your brain bully you into thinking that you're not worthwhile to do it and that you can't do it, because we are all capable of achieving amazing things. Yes, sometimes it takes time. Yes, there's going to be failures. There's going to be times where you're making progress. There's going to be times where you're just maintaining, like I have been. But ultimately, you have to have that fire in your belly, and you are responsible for whatever is going to make your life better. And that's what I constantly try to remind myself of. Often it's very easy to focus on things that are happening to us or the things that we can't control, but there are so many things out there that we can control, even if it's just how we react to a situation. And my God, am I not perfect, but I want to know that I'm working on those things and I'm improving. That is my thoughts and feelings about the close of 2022 and the start of 2023. I feel very optimistic about 2023. I feel like it's going to be a good year for a lot of people, and I feel like we're coming off the back of several tougher years, and we've learned a lot in that time, and it's now our responsibility to take what we've learned and move forward with it. Take the good and run with it and learn from the bad. Anyway, I would love to know whether you love New Year's, because I know there's some people out there that are just like, no, it's not for me. And there's some people that are solid resolutioners. So I'd love to know whether you're into it. And if you are, and you have set any goals or you have any intentions for the new year or any reflections on the year that's just gone, I would love to hear it. So drop them down below, or you can always head over to Instagram and message me over there. I just love to hear from you guys and to know about your thoughts and feelings with these things. Thank you so much for putting up with me. I'm sorry for blabbing on about calisthenics and hiking so much, but I hope you enjoyed this video. And on my final note, thank you so much for your continued support. It honestly means so much more than you could ever know. As a chronic people pleaser, to know that something that I'm doing has helped in some way, it just gives me so much happiness and satisfaction. Honestly, every single thing that you do means so much to me. So thank you so much. And I hope you all have an amazing 2023. 2023, let's go.